Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. This is Jeng and Jero. Now, today we have the Matchmaker show, and you understand the protocol here. Any other time we have a man on board, the man is looking for a woman. When we have a woman, the woman is looking for a man. Today we are having a woman, and I'll be telling you the kind of man she is looking for. But before then, if you're watching us for the very first time, this is the Matchmaker show. We help men and women to get matches. And the moment they get the right ones, they meet their destinies. So you're not lost. If you're new to the show, subscribe, like the video, and don't forget to leave a comment. Also, the contacts of our guests will be on my Facebook page at Jenganjero. So you can follow Jenganjero on Facebook and you'll be getting these updates in real time. Our guest on today's show is Beatrice, 48 years old, single, and searching. At the age of 48, you could be asking yourself, why is Beatrice single? What kind of a man is she looking for? And things like that. The moment we begin to answer those questions, that is the moment you either develop interest or lack of it. So Beatrice is coming from Kiambu County. Looks like I have so many people from Kiambu County today. She's coming from Kiambu County and she is a mother of two. She is separated and she is a Christian, and she prefers a man who is either divorced, widowed, and a man who has a very clean past because she has a clean past. It reaches a point when you realize that marriage cannot work. And I have told you time and time again that most marriages that ended up in divorce, most marriages that ended up in separation, it is because there was no other option. When people reach a point where they want to just divorce and get separated, just understand that they have tried their very best. And marriage is not a matter of life and death. In fact, if you realize that this is something that can cost your mental health, this is something that can cost your life. You know, there are people who need you more than that partner. Children need you more than that partner. The society needs you. You have friends and family. You have the church. You have people. You have God. I hope you understand. So that you will not be having people who suffer silently in marriage in the name of I will not move. So what will people say? What people will say is none of your business. And when you see people separated or divorced and they have come here looking for a match, one thing you should understand clearly is that they are not planning to go back. Because if there was a plan to go back, they would have gone back before coming here. In fact, if it would have been easier, they would have gone back than coming back to look for another partner. She is looking for somebody who is self disciplined, sincere, not a liar, a truthful man, a man who is done with games, a man who is clean, a man who is hygienic, and a man who is romantic. If you are that man who ticks all those boxes, then Beatrice is an ideal match. That man could also be outgoing, sincere, and loyal. These are the qualities that Beatrice wants to see in that husband. His kids will also be part of the family because she's coming with two, and they should never be part of his forgotten past. You know, there are men who forget their children and they don't even contribute to anything in terms of helping their children, whether they parted ways with the mother. In fact, if you find a man who is done with the family, unless the woman is married, but if the woman was not married and the children are just struggling with the mother, that man is a walking red flag. Because how do you just allow your DNA to be rotting? How do you allow your DNA to be suffering while you're eating life with a big spoon? How? Ask yourself how. So that man should ensure that those children he has in the past are not also part of the forgotten past. He should be a God fearing man, someone who can proudly mention and acknowledge God, a man who is not a smoker, a man who is not a drunkard, a man who does not abuse drugs. That man should be able to show some level of decency. That man should be having firm principles, a man who cannot be compromised whatsoever, a man who keeps his lifeline very firm. If you're that man, again, Beatrice is an ideal match. Age should be between 52 and 48, and 58, sorry, because she is 48 years. So if you're between the ages of 52 and 58 years, and religion, she is a Catholic. So if you're a Catholic, that means you stand higher chances. But generally, if you're a Christian, feel free to contact her. She's looking for a man who is ready for HIV tests. She's negative, so the man should also be negative, ready for all the tests. And if you're watching this video and you're from the United States of America, Australia, Canada, the entire diaspora and more specifically the gamer community, you stand higher chances to get Beatrice as an ideal match. I'll be posting her number that starts with 0743 ending with 490, and I am hoping that she gets a good match because that is what this show stands for. If you're there and you feel like Beatrice, the mother of two, a Kikuyu lady born and raised in Kiambu County, she's currently working and she's living with her children. So if you're that man and you also have children, that will not be a deal breaker. I'm wishing her well. I hope she gets a good match after this. I'll be posting her number on my Facebook page at Jenga Jero. I can also pin it on the first comment of this video so that as many of those who are interested can get in touch with her directly. Until then, this is Jenga Jero. I'll see you in the next video. Remember to subscribe, to like this video, and don't forget to let us know where you're watching us from. Okay? I'll see you in the next video.